There's tons and tons of quarters to know, so it's oh, great. That's actually really good right there. A 2013. I don't think we have any 2013 yet. This is Perry's Victory in Ohio. Definitely not a quarter that you see in circulation very often. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Coin Quest. Coin Quest, of course, is the series where I take $500 boxes of quarters like these, go through the rolls looking for interesting and valuable coins that I can use to fill in these collection books. The goal of the series is to see how far we can fill out these collection books using only coins that we find in circulation in these bank boxes. Just to give you a quick recap of the collections that we're trying to fill out today, these are the 4 American collections, and then we have 2 Canadian collections up here. We haven't gotten a coin into that yet, but I'm hoping that we get our first one today. Just to give you an idea of some of the progress that we made in the last episode, here are some of the pages in our state quarter collection, all about 50% filled out. There's definitely a lot of holes though, and a lot of room for improvement. So here's our $500 box of quarters. Once again, we'll open it up, and you can see we have 5 rolls missing off the top. I'm gonna grab these top 5 right here. These are gonna be our first 5, and then I'll grab another 5. Gotta pick the right one. Don't know if we should go on the left or the right side. I think I'm gonna go on the right side this time around. And we'll just grab 5 more, and those will be our 10 rolls for this episode. Some pretty bizarre stuff going on in these 4 rolls right here out of the 10 that we grabbed. We have 2020 West Point quarters showing up here on the ends. We definitely have a chance at getting that West Point quarter, which is super rare. Hopefully we can find one of those. Those are selling for about 10 to 20 bucks on eBay at this moment. Now, before I get any comments, yes, I did check the other side. These are not gonna be fully uncirculated West Point coin rolls, unfortunately, but we do have 4 of them right on the ends there, and I'm sure that there's gonna be more to come. Now guys, obviously the goal of this series is to fill out these collections, but there are coins that aren't going to go into those collections that we still want to be on the lookout for, particularly this Barber quarter and Standing Liberty quarter. If we could get either one of those, I would be extremely happy. I'd probably just about do a backflip. But more likely than not, we're going to be just seeing a lot of these more modern Washington quarters, state quarters, and the America the Beautiful series. Of course, like I mentioned earlier, we will be on the lookout for the West Point quarters. Those are in 2019 and 2020, and they have a W on the obverse right there. We'll also be looking out for any Canadian quarters, silver or not, as well as all of these silver coins, anything pre-65, and we'll be able to kind of distinguish them by looking at the edges, which we have right here. Nice little visual so we can kind of see what's what. Now guys, all of the visuals I just showed you are brought to you by the Quin Coins silver stacking placemat right here. These are really nice for coin roll hunting dimes, quarters, and half dollars. They're double-sided and they have a lot of good information on them. If you want to pick one of these up for yourself to aid you in your own coin roll hunting, you can head on over to quinscoins.com, and I'll put links down in the description below. With all that being said, let's go ahead and jump right into the hunt. Alright, so here's our first roll of the hunt. I figured we'd start off with one of those Salt River Bay enders just to see if we get a West Point quarter out of that one. That is one that we do need in the collection. They are worth money, but there's no way that I'm going to be selling it if I do find it. It'll go straight into the collection, and that's that. So hopefully we can get one. I haven't been able to get the Salt River Bay yet, but I have got a couple others. Alright, so opening up this first roll, not really seeing anything too interesting on the edges. They all look clad to me. I'm not seeing any silver or anything like that. Let's grab that one on the end there to see if we got the West Point mint mark. It looks like it's just going to be a Denver though, so that one I guess is just going to be a bust. But we have 3 others, plus probably a lot of other West Point, or not West Point, but 2020s and 2019 opportunities in these rolls. They are the more modern coins, and they do show up quite a bit, so hopefully we can, you know, get another chance for a West Point mint mark somewhere along these rolls. Alright, so not really seeing much. Obviously I'm going to be taking these to the side in just a second to be filling in a lot of these coins, but to most people I think these just look like regular quarters. There are a few things to be looking out for, and I'll try to point those out along the way. There's the oldest one we have so far. 1965 is the date on that one. 1 year earlier would have been a 90% silver quarter, so definitely something to be looking out for, but usually something that you can identify by the edges as well. Alright, let's move on to this next part over here. I see a 1967 showing up for us right there. A lot of these are a little bit, you know, they're looking older than a lot of the other ones that we have had in the past. Usually we get a ton of state quarters and America the Beautiful quarters, but so far I've been seeing a lot of pre-1999 quarters, so that is a good thing to see. Alright, we just got another 2020 right there. Like I was saying earlier, this is a good chance for a West Point mint mark. I might have already showed the mint mark, I don't know, but we'll flip it over and see what we get here. That's just going to be a Philadelphia. I still might need that one though. I think we need a few of those 2020s and 2019s still in the collection. There's that 67. I think that one might be going in. But with that being said, I think that is about it. Not sure if I've seen this one yet. Cumberland Gap. But yeah, guys, I will go ahead and go through these now and see how many of these we can get into the collection, and I'll get back to you once I figure that out. All right, so roll number 1 is done, and here are the rejects. You can see all these pre-1999s over here. I put the state quarters in a different pile. These are the state rejects, and then the America the Beautiful rejects right there. None of those 2020s made it into the collection. In total, we got 10 out of the 40 into a collection, and just for comparison, here's a look at our first episode right here. These are the first 5 rolls. You can see it's just a downward trend here, now just going from 13 now to 10, and let's take a look at some of the coins that we were able to get in. So just kind of an overview here. That 1967 did go in for the first time. It also gave us a duplicate of that, so that's where we are at on those early Washingtons right there, the non-silver varieties. I think we got one in over here as well. I'm not sure which one that was though. And you can see we're pretty full here in this early collection. Pretty soon it's going to be easier to just remember which ones we need instead of checking every single coin and figuring out if we need it or not. But yeah, that is it. And then there's just those 2 on that last page, which I know I don't need any of the 98s anymore. We're getting very, very close to full on that collection, that's for sure. As we go, though, they actually get a little bit harder. Now, starting off here in the early years, the 99s and 2000s, we actually have every single 2000 already filled in after just 6 rolls, maybe even after just 5. But you can see it gets a little bit sparser here towards the middle. I'm not really sure why that is. I think some of these are just rarer than other ones. But I don't think anything in this collection is particularly rare, so some of this stuff should be coming out for us pretty soon here. Moving on now, the District of Columbia collection, which just has a single year in it. We didn't get any into that collection this time around. We do have a couple in there from the last episode. And then moving on now to the America the Beautiful collection right here. This one has a lot of really good information in it. Of course, these first pages are, this one's still completely blank. 2010 through 2011 is really difficult to find. We only got the 2012 on this page. And then moving into the next section, it gets a little bit easier, but still lots of coins missing there. And you can see we're getting a little bit better there. Not so well on the 2018s, 2019s, but then when we move into the 2020s, we have pretty much all of those filled out, except for that tall grass prairie. That one just doesn't really show up for me very often. But yeah, that's kind of where we are. That's sort of our starting point for this episode, minus a few coins that we were able to put in. And with that being said, guys, we'll go ahead and jump into the next roll and see what else we can get. All right, so we're going to be jumping into another one of those Salt River Bay Enders and see if we can get lucky and get a West Point that will be going into the collection. I'm not sure where to put them because I don't think that the collections that I have even anticipated that West Points would be a thing. But wow, this roll right here definitely has a lot of shiners in it. And you can see the one on the end is one of those. Man, that one in the middle is looking really good. I gotta see what this is. Hopefully we have a West Point right here, because the last time I pulled one of these out like this, that's what it was. All right, so we definitely have a Salt River Bay 2020, and we'll flip it over to the back side and see what we got. Oh, just a Denver, unfortunately. That one looked really good, and I've heard that the West Points actually have a better strike, so you can sometimes tell them apart from the non-West Points. Here is that other 2020. That one's just going to be a Philadelphia. See if we can just take a real quick look at some of these other ones that look shiny. I have a lot of Salt River Bays mixed into my quarters for some reason. I don't know why that is, but I guess I'm not really complaining about it. I'm happy to see them. Unfortunately, every single Philadelphia and Denver mint mark that we get on the Salt River Bays is not going into the collection because we already know that we have every single one of those already. All right, here's a little bit of variation. We actually have the Marsh Billings Rockefeller. I think we still need one of these in the collection. Let's take a look at that. That's going to be a Philadelphia. I'll put that one to the side because I'm not sure if we need the Philadelphia or the Denver mint mark on that one. This one's a Philadelphia already, and it's a Salt River Bay. Any other shiny ones you guys see? I think maybe these two over here could be potentially nicer coins. That's a 2014, and there's a Salt River Bay right behind it, and it's just a Philadelphia. All right, guys, let's dump these out and see if we can figure anything out. If we need any of these coins, I'll definitely be happy to put them into the collection. Oh, look at that. Actually, we have another 2020 right there. It's a Weir Farm. I think we might need one of those. Ooh, you know what, guys? That's not a W, but there's definitely something going on with this quarter. It looks, when I get up close to it like that, you can see it's pretty off-center. I don't think that's severe enough to warrant any kind of big bucks, but I think it's definitely something to put to the side. I mean, look at that. That is something else right there. Wow, all right. Yeah, I'm definitely going to hold on to that one. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. Is that an off-center error, or is something else going on there? There's a Texas. I don't think we've seen too many of those yet, so I'll have to check if we need that one. Utah, another one that we potentially may need. Now anything 2000, like I said earlier, we do not need. We've found everything from the year 2000. There's another 2020 West, or not West Point, Salt River Bay. Not going to be the West Point for us. South Dakota, I think we already have all of those. Connecticut, I'm thinking we already have that as well. Some 2014s, there's a lot of years that you just don't see. One of those being 2010, 2011. That's a really nice looking Maryland right there. Might have to replace whatever's in the collection with that. But yeah, those 2010, 2011, 2012 still not really coming out for us. I'll keep an eye out for them. But that being said, guys, I'm going to go ahead and go through these coins and see what we can get into the collection. All right, guys, not too shabby that time around. We were able to get 8 more coins into the collection. Still going down, but not at such a high rate. Let's see if we can get another 8 in right here. I'm going to guess probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 coins in this time around. Once again, going for that Salt River Bay Ender. Hopefully we can get a West Point on this one. Let's see what else we got in the roll first. So I see one that's super banged up right there. That one definitely interests me. A lot of shiners right around that coin, and actually 2 right there on the end. Let's take a look at that Ender. I think actually these 2 right here might have a chance at being West Point coins. This one on the end, though, is definitely very shiny. Yep, that one next to it was a Marsh Billings Rockefeller. We'll get to that in a sec here. So let's take a look at this one close up. Really nice Salt River Bay right there. Flip it over, and it's going to be a Denver, so not what we are looking for, but still cool to see. I think we still need one of these Marsh Billings Rockefellers. That last one that we found in the last roll did not end up going into the collection, but we do still need one of them. So here's a really banged up coin. Not sure what's going on there. It is a Massachusetts 2000 though, so definitely know that we don't need it. Look at this coin right here, guys. The read on that is completely gone. This one must be, you know, probably from the 60s or so. No, that's an 82. Wow, that thing has been in circulation for a long time. Still looking for one of the Kentuckys. I'll have to see if that's the one right there. And then let's grab a couple more of these nice shiny ones that we're seeing here to see if we can get a West Point just out of, you know, by chance. There's another Marsh Billings Rockefeller. So we have another chance there. Nope, just Philadelphia. What was that other one? Oh, that's actually a 2019 San Antonio Missions. That's actually one of my favorite designs right there. Take a look at that. Really cool design. I really like that. I also was able to find a San Francisco mint mark on one of those. That just gives you a good reason to always be checking the mint marks on the coins. Even if you're not looking at 2019s, you may end up finding a San Francisco mint mark, which would make it a proof. Alright guys, so there is a Michigan quarter. I always like to put those to the side because that is the state where I'm actually from. So kind of an interesting fact right there. There's a Lowell. That's another one that we have a chance for a West Point on, but that's just going to be a Philadelphia. I think we might actually need that one in the collection though. Oh, another Hawaii. We don't see these too often, so hopefully that will be going in. Let's see what else we got here. Wyoming, I think I found one in the last one, and that was like the first Wyoming that had gone in. This roll is definitely looking good for coins into the collection. I think we're going to get quite a few. There's another Salt River Bay. So that one's definitely not going in. There's another Hawaii right there with some gunk on it on that right-hand side. Ugh, yeah, hopefully this one isn't the one that goes in. It's a Denver mint mark. Florida, 2004. Another Hawaii. That's 3 in the roll. Pretty crazy right there. And then there's a 1970. We have a Georgia coming up over here on the right side. A couple of 1999s. That's a Connecticut and a Georgia right there. And then let's see what this last one's going to be. Another Connecticut. All right, guys. I think we have some good chances here to get some stuff into the collection. I will take a look and get back to you once we figure it out. All right, so it looks like I was right. This was a really good roll for coins into the collection. And this is actually a first on the series so far. We actually went up in the number of coins that we found on a consecutive roll there, so that's pretty cool right there. We were able to get that Michigan into the collection, by the way, which is definitely, I'm happy to get that one. You can see it's right here. That's the coin that we have on the placemat for the states and territories. And so yeah, that's really nice. So we're gonna get into our 4th and final Salt River Bay Ender roll here. And once we hit the halfway point at 5 rolls in, I'm gonna give you another look at the collections. So you can kind of see how we've progressed throughout the episode so far. So let's get into this roll right here. And hoping for silver every single time we open a roll, but very, very rarely happens. Even something that looks silver, like a Canadian coin. But these 2 over here on the end, we know that that one on the very end is a Salt River Bay. That one next to it looks even better. So let's go ahead and grab both of those and take a look at them together. All right, so I'm actually gonna, oh, dropped it. It is actually going to be another one of the 2020s, the American Samoa National Park. Let's take a look at this Salt River Bay first and foremost. So we'll flip that one over. No W on that, but we have a really, really nice looking American Samoa National Park here. So let's take a look at that one. That one's just going to be a Denver. All right, regardless, we have a whole bunch of coins here to go through. I'm pretty sure that neither one of those are going to be going into the collection, so I'll just put those to the side. And let's zoom in on some of these coins and see what we're going to be getting out of this roll. All right, so right off the bat, right there, we have a Lowell. I think we still need one of these in the collection. So regardless of whether we get the W or not, that's a good one to find. There's another American Samoa right there. What the heck? These things are just sliding out of my fingers all day today. But yeah, that one's not going to be the W for us either. We have a 2003 right here. For some reason, the 2003s haven't really been coming out for us. So I think that Alabama might be going in. We know the 2000s don't go in. Connecticut, we already found all of those. A 2017 here. That's interesting to see. Ozark Riverways. I think that one might actually be going in. So put that one to the side. Of course, we're going to be looking at all of these. Now, this is something I don't think I've seen at all yet. Block Island. All right. There's tons and tons of quarters to know. So it's oh, great. That's actually really good right there. A 2013. I don't think we have any 2013 yet. This is Perry's Victory in Ohio. Definitely not a quarter that you see in circulation very often. I know that one's going to be going in. It might actually be the first one. Actually, no, I take that back. It will be the second one on the page next to the 2012, the Volcano quarter that we found a little bit earlier, so in the last episode. That one is definitely going to be going in. I am happy to have that. There's another 2003. It's a Maine. I think that one's probably going to be going in as well. Another Ozark Riverways right there. So many quarters to find. Oh, by the way, we did get all of the Hawaiis as well, so we're not looking for Hawaii anymore. Here's a 2019 Lowell quarter. Look for the W on that one. It'd be great to find. Have not found a 2019 W. I found two 2020 Ws and not a single 2019 yet, so still on the lookout for that. But it looks like we're going to end the roll on a Vermont. So shout out to my viewers in Vermont, guys. I'm going to go ahead and take a look at these rolls and see if we can get any in the collection. All right, guys, roll number 4 is in the books. We got 6 coins out of the 40 in that roll, and we are coming up on the halfway point now. This is roll number 5 out of 10 for this video. Let's see what else we can put into these books, and then after this one's done, I'm going to show you the progress on the books so far. There's been quite a bit of progress. It's very easy to see how much progress that we have made in these collections. A lot of them are getting full to the point where I'm basically just like, okay, I don't need any more 90s, so I don't even have to look at those. So things are going a little bit faster now. In this roll, I'm not seeing any silver. I'm definitely seeing some nice edges, though. This is the first one that doesn't have a 2020 on the end as far as we know, but I'm sure that there's still going to be plenty of Salt River Bays and stuff like that. Just like that in the rolls. That's one right there. Here's another one, it looks like. See if we get a W on that one. Nope, that's a Philadelphia. Here's another one right here in the middle. Another Salt River Bay. See what we get on that one. Another Denver. And what's this one over here? This one looks pretty shiny. Okay, Marsh Billings Rockefeller. Actually, on the last roll, we got the other one that we needed of this in the collection. So as far as that one goes, all we're looking for is the W at this point. None of the rest of these look like they're going to be anything in particular. So we'll go ahead and zoom in on these, see what else we are able to find. So let's make sure we're focused there. New Jersey, 1999. I'm still looking for a couple of the 1999s. I know that for sure. I think Utah is probably going to be one that we're looking for as well. We just got that on the end right there. Minnesota, yeah, I haven't really seen a whole lot of those. Arizona is definitely one that we're going to be looking out for too. So this is looking good so far. I ended that last roll on a Vermont, and then it turns out I don't need any more Vermonts. But look at this, guys. Actually, we just, on that last one, we got a 2013, and now we just got a 2014, the Utah, and I'm not exactly sure how that should be pronounced. Arches? I don't know. You guys let me know down in the comments below. This one is definitely going to be going into the collection. That is what I know for sure. That is definitely in that area where it's a little bit difficult to find. So yeah. Lots of progress on this roll already. A couple of New Yorks right next to each other right there. There's a 2015 Homestead looking really nice. Don't think I've seen too many of those yet, so I think that one might be going in. Also on the last roll, I forgot to mention, it was the first one where we didn't get anything into the non-state quarter collection. So the 1932 up through 1998, we did not get a single coin into that collection for the first time in this series so far. So there is a Delaware, we got an Illinois right there, and another Homestead to end the roll. So let's take a closer look at this Delaware. This is something I always like to look at because there is a error to look for in this coin. It's called the Spitting Horse variety. I'll go ahead and put a picture of what that looks like up on the screen so you can kind of see for yourself, but this one definitely doesn't look like it has it, so we'll put that one back and see what we can fill into the collection, and I'll be back to you in just a sec with a collection update. So we are now at the halfway point in the video. That fifth roll also produced another 6 coins for us, so things are kind of going at a pretty steady pace right now, and we're going to take a look at these collections to see how we are doing. So of course we don't have anything in these early pages of the Modern Washington collection because if we were able to get anything before 65, that would be 90% silver, and that doesn't really happen too often. But this is kind of where we are at over here. We have quite a bit to do still on this 60s and 70s, but getting over into this area right here, pretty much everything is getting filled in, especially when you get towards this back page. There's only a couple coins up here, and we have everything in the 90s. So basically anytime I see a 1990s quarter, I just kind of cast it to the side because I know that we don't need it in the collection. So that is how that one's doing. We haven't actually got a coin into that one in a while. It's pretty crazy. Here is our state quarters collection, so this is definitely getting more filled in. You can see we only have a few missing up on the top there. A few missing on this page as well, maybe a little bit more, and still pretty sporadic in this area. I think we definitely have some work to do. That's why we're seeing some steady growth here. We're getting about 6 coins per roll at this point. There's still plenty of holes to fill in that collection. Now, as far as the 2009 District of Columbia collection, this one actually hasn't been touched in the last 5 rolls. We still only have the 2 coins in it, and this is the only page, so we have quite a bit of work to do there. And then who would have thought that the more modern coins, the 2010 through 2021, are actually going to be some of the most difficult? Still have not touched this page. 2010, 2011, nope, not a single coin. We did have that 2012, and we got a 2013 earlier. And I actually stand corrected, guys. In the last roll, we found a 2014, and it was this one, the Arches, however you say that. But it turned out to be the 2014 P, which we already have in the collection, so that one actually did not go in. We still need quite a few of those 2014s, though. Getting into the 2016, though, you know, there's definitely a lot more already filled in. Some spots there, here and there. This one is super sparse. I'm kind of trying to figure out why. I'm sort of scratching my head. The 2018s, I didn't know that those would be difficult to find. 2020 is almost completely filled in, though, except for those tall grass prairie ones, which we still haven't been able to find. And then, of course, the 2021s have not really come out yet. I've seen a few people find them, but I haven't been able to find any myself. As far as Canadian collections go, they're still blank. I have yet to find a Canadian quarter out of any of these rolls yet, but I still have my hopes up. I think we'll find at least one out of this box. We'll have to see when, at what point. Maybe it'll be in this episode, I don't know, but hopefully we can find one soon. With that being said, we're gonna go ahead and move on to roll number 6 out of 10 here. So let's go ahead and open it up and see what we're gonna get. See if the second half is any kinder to us as far as silver slash Canadian, just any foreign, anything interesting goes. So right off the bat here, this looks pretty clad to me.